Hi my lovelies, welcome back to my channel, and for everybody who's new, I'm Leorah and I'm so glad you found me. So sweeties, today we're going to do the fourth look with this palette. This is the Wahala 2 palette from Juvia's place, which is kind of a surprise, and I shall talk to you about that in the video, of course. So this is how she looks, and of course you have seen the Wahala 1, or back then I think it was just the Wahala palette, also just recently here featured on my channel, and I was actually a huge fan of that palette. And for me it felt just like the normal thing, like the most normal thing to do, to buy this one too, because I love big palettes. There are pressed glitters here, which is this one, and this one, and I love pressed glitters. So for me this was amazing, you know. I heard a lot of people actually complain and say like, what's going on with Juvia's place? Why are they coming out with like standard big palettes, you know, because usually their smaller palettes have very special color schemes. But for me this is like an answer to prayer. I love palettes like this. For me this is like, yes, Juvia's place, yes, finally, go for it, you know. So anyway, this is how I felt about the palette. And what really, when this dropped, and it was a huge surprise actually, you know, because it suddenly dropped. I had no idea that something was coming. I hadn't seen a sneak peek, nothing. So when this dropped and I saw especially this part here with the blues and the silver and the gray, I was like, oh, yes please, you know. So anyway, I have done already 3 looks with the palette, and I'm going to put them on top of me right now. So the first one you're seeing is the one where I actually went into the browns and into the oranges a little bit. That was actually the look. I liked the outcome, but the look was actually a little bit problematic because the duochrome shade that I have on my lid creased like crazy, and I have no explanation for this. The second look you're seeing is the one with the blues, and I actually also have like a silver and a purple duochrome on my lid, which I really loved. There was absolutely no problem with this look. And the last look is kind of or the third look is kind of a sunset look, which I also really liked, and the performance of the palette was really good. So I don't know, first look was not my favorite, not the way it looked, but the way it performed, definitely. So what do I want to do today? Today I want to actually do a look with these shades. I want to have like a really light look, a wintry, like a winter queen kind of a look, you know. So I've never done anything like that, so we shall see how that one turns out. And of course this has creased already while I was talking, which always happens. Anyway, all right, so this is of course the eyeshadow primer from Sigma, which I'm always using. Everything is prepared, so let's just move you in a little bit and then we shall go in. So I think because all of these shades here are shimmers and this is a pressed glitter, I definitely also want to use that pressed glitter, because only in the first look that you saw, the one with the oranges, I actually used this one in the inner part of my lid. And from the other pressed glitters, this one I used as a liner, I think in the sunset look, you know, as part of the liner, and I think I mixed it with this shade. I'm not 100% sure anymore. And this is also the one in the first look that creased like crazy. So I don't know what is up with this one, but yeah, so let's just go in, I think, with all of these, and it's gonna be an all shimmer and glitter look again, because you know that's what we're doing. Okay, so maybe let's just go in with the shade, let's say Shakara. I think this is, of course, yeah, so that's what we're doing. Let me just adjust my mirror a tiny bit so I can see myself. And we are going right in. Of course there are a lot of shimmers in this palette, and light mattes, you don't have a lot of light mattes anyway, so I figured we're just gonna go in with whatever we have, with whatever we like. Because if you have seen my review video, which was of the Ganja Queen palette from Peachy Queen, I sort of discovered that I actually look really good. I actually look really good, period. No, I actually look really good in all shimmer looks, and there is something to it that I just really feel like, wow, this is so lovely. You know, it's so lovely, even though probably my makeup preference is still the same. I still like my mattes, and I still like my more, let's say, traditional looks. But anyway, I kind of feel like I can pull it off now, and I can't stop complaining about the palettes not being perfect for me. You know what I mean? All right, so that is that. Let's just put a little bit more on. I honestly have no real idea where I'm going with this look, because You know, sometimes life surprises you. So let's just go in with my bone color mat and just sort of set the upper part here a tiny little bit. If you want to know what I'm using as a bone color mat, you will always find everything, of course, in the description box down below. Okay, so I'm just setting this here a little bit. But anyway, I feel like blending out shimmer shades is so much easier than mattes. Definitely, like I definitely feel like this. So anyway, I'm also going to go in with my finger later on, or now. All right, so let's maybe go in with that next shade, which is this one. This is a tiny little bit, I don't know if you can see it even. This is what we just used, and this is a little bit grayer, and then we have this one, which is of course the darkest of the grays. It would actually maybe be nice if there would be a little bit more of a difference, you know, if this would be just a tiny little bit darker or something. But anyway, all right, so let's just do that, and let's go in with that middle gray, sort of. That is ambitious. Let's see if that even shows up with much of a difference here on my lid. Probably not so much. Maybe I'll go in with a different brush. Let's use a different brush. Yeah, it still looks pretty white, honestly, on my lid or on my eyes. I don't see much of a difference here, but it's okay. It's supposed to be a very snowy look. So I think there is like a tiny difference, but I mean, I cannot really expect a huge difference when you see them next to each other. There is like a super slight difference, you know, so how can it be different on the eyes, really? All right, so let's not dwell too much on that, and let's just go in. Where's my brush that I used? This one. And let's go in with this darker one, which is the shade Greed. Let's try this one. I'm just going to try to put this here in the outer corner. I think also this is not going to bring a lot of depth in the look. It kind of feels like right now that I have just one shade on my eyes. So I think what we shall do is, in order to bring a little bit more definition into the look, but wow, this shade is really nice. It's just, they all look the same on me, basically, you know? That's kind of a, you know, that's what I mean. It would be nice if there would be a little bit more of a difference in those shades, I think. So again, I have not watched any review of this palette, because right now I just cannot watch YouTube. I can't do it. So that's why I'm completely unbiased. I have no idea what other people are saying. Okay, what do I want to do? I kind of feel like I want to go in with this one, which is a purplish duochrome shade, or maybe with this one. Let's maybe go in with this one, because this one I haven't used yet. So let's go in with Rage. So you know what? I'm just going to use my finger and put it in the outer corner. So this is also leaning a little bit purple, but kind of like a subdued cold purple. Okay, so let's just put that here, like a hint of it, and see what that does to the look. I think that's probably all we need in order to create some kind of depth. All right, but maybe I should also blend out this upper part a tiny little bit with my bone color mat. Okay, so let's back this up a tiny little bit more here, and then I shall go in, I think, with that white, this one, or the silver. It's really a silver, with a silver pressed glitter on my lid. I think I should really like this. Right now it looks like a mess, but that's the clown stage, sweeties. We all have the clown stage in our lives. At least I have that all the time, and not only when it comes to makeup. I have the clown stage in everything I do, you know, in everything, seriously. Doing homework with the kids, I feel like, don't we have a clown stage there? Especially, just imagine your mother tongue is German, you speak English all the time, but you have to do homework in Hebrew. You know, and you have to read all the instructions that you get from the teachers in Hebrew, which it's not even your alphabet. it's like a whole different story, and it's really, really difficult for me. Like seriously, the instructions, and just imagine for 7 kids and all the WhatsApp groups you're in, and all the messages you get, and everything in Hebrew, and the parents teacher meetings in Hebrew, and all the forms that you have to sign and fill out in Hebrew, and I'm like it just goes all over my head. Like most of the time I have no idea what I'm signing. You know, just saying. I hope that other people who are local feel like that too, you know, because we have actually a very, very large English speaking or Anglo community here, and I do believe that a lot of these people feel like me, you know. Anyway, I think we should have like a self-help group for people like us who have to deal with stuff like this. Okay, so I think I'm honestly just gonna leave it like this, you know, because I think it also depends on what kind of a liner I'm doing. I haven't decided yet. It's either gonna be a purple, probably a similar shade to this one, or maybe a very, very dark blue or something. I want to have this look being super, super light, and the liner bold, and lashes, you know, and then maybe bold lips. So I think that's what we're gonna do. All right, so it looks like something like that. So let's go in with the pressed glitter. Let me just find another brush. Or should I do it with my hands? I think I'm just gonna try, because we're already doing so much with the fingers. So this is how the pressed glitter looks. It picks up super, super nice, and it's so pretty. And I think I'm just going to sort of press it here, somewhere here. Yeah, okay. I'm cleaning that up later, don't worry about it. So, but I think this is the kind of, I don't know, Ice Queen look that I wanted to achieve. So now I would like to ask you, what do you want? A purple liner or a blue one? And again, I'm here, nobody can tell me. Nobody can tell me, and I just wish I wouldn't be alone here. I wish I could just have someone here who can talk to me. Anyway, all right, so that is how it looks. Don't worry, I'll clean it up. But anyway, I shall also put on some more of this first white shade and sort of just fluff it here over the edge, so it sort of blends a little bit more into each other. And I think that is gonna be it. That's gonna be the look. All right, so what are we thinking? I think this is cute. So I'm just going to do this on the other eye and finish up my face, and then I'm going to be right back for the under eye area, and then we shall see what's coming out of this look. Okay, sweetie, here we are back with that look. And I actually think it's super, super cute. Really, it turned out so, so nice. You know, now that it's all cleaned up and with the liner on, I have no lashes on yet. And that is going to pull the whole look together, because I think in a look like this that is really, really subtle compared to other looks that I'm doing. I mean, forget the eyeliner. That is, of course, not subtle. But, you know, overall the look, I think it is. So I think lashes are going to really, really rock this look, and also bold lips. I definitely want to have bold lips. Okay, for a liner I actually used this shade. That's why it's all scratched up. So this is the shade Navajo, and it was actually a super, super surprise, because I did not see, and I hadn't used it before, I did not see in the pan that it is actually a very, very dark purple. It's like a hybrid between a dark blue and a dark purple, and that was a super, super nice surprise, because that is actually exactly what I wanted, you know. So that is that. Now for the under eye area, I want to do something. I'm actually going to go in, I think, with this shade, but first I want to have maybe this one, because overall I want this to still be a light look. I don't want to sort of clutter the under eye area now with something too dark. I want this to stay open, you know. So this is the shade Fame. This is also a white shimmer, but a little bit more coarse than this one here. So let us see how this performs. Maybe this also has a bit of a warmer undertone. Let's just see. Let's put that here. I think it could be that this has a bit of a golden. I don't know if I want that though. Maybe let's just do it. Let's go for it. Like whatever, you know, it doesn't matter. Alright, so let's just put that here, and then I'm gonna go in with that light blue matte. It's not a light blue, it's not at all a light blue, but with that matte, and just sort of push it towards the water, not the waterline, the lash line. Alright, sweeties, have you noticed that I have a bit of a problem getting my words out? Ugh, I'm so, like, my brain is in a fog most of the time, you know, and I don't even know, I can't even tell you what's going on with me. I have a very, very hard time also, you know, when I'm filming my new makeup releases videos and stuff, you don't end up seeing it because I'm trying to edit all my mistakes. But it's a bit of a hassle these days, and I find it really, really hard to talk and to concentrate and to, it's a bit of a challenge. I don't know, does anyone else feel affected by like the world situation and by everything, or is it something else? I don't know, but I kind of feel like this year has cost me so much in my brain, you know? I don't know. So let's just hope for better days. Anyway, let's go in with the shade Wicked, which is this one that I just showed you, and that's probably the lightest blue matte in the palette. And let's push that a little bit closer to the lash line. And I think that is actually gonna be the look, you know? We still have to do the inner corner, but I think I'm just gonna go for a super bright white there. Something like that. I don't think I want to have it deeper, you know? And the fun thing is that it actually turns out to be a very similar shade to what I have on my waterline, which is this one here from Maybelline. I'm gonna have it all linked, but this is called, let me just see, Lasting Drama Light Liner in, wow, this is very small print, Moonlight Purple. Yeah, okay, so anyway, if it gets any smaller, the print, I'm gonna have to have like a reading glass, you know, like a magnifying glass. All right, so I think that's what I'm gonna leave it with. I'm just going to sort of blend it out a little bit with that first shade, and then for the inner corner, I have to say I don't mind that this is a little bit more warm leaning. It's kind of cute. I don't mind it. Okay, so for the inner corner, I think I want to have, I don't know. I guess I can only take this one here. The one that we started the look with, honestly. So let's just get another brush and let's put that on. I'm kind of curious about the swatches, and of course you're going to see them in just a second. I'm kind of curious how they swatch, because I feel like in this palette a lot of shades are surprises that look or turn out a little bit different when you apply them than they look in the palette, and that's actually very, very exciting, you know? So I think this is what the look is gonna be. Snow Queen. Yeah. Okay, so that is it. I'm going to finish up the look. I'm going to come back in just a second for you with the swatches, and after that, of course, with the completely finished look, the finished styling and all of that, and then we'll chat a little bit about the palette. So stay tuned, it's coming right up. Okay, my lovelies, here we are with the finished look and the finished styling, and I'm so pleased. This is exactly what I wanted. This is exactly what I wanted. And isn't that the nicest thing, when you can say that at the end of your makeup application, that it is exactly what you wanted? This is how I felt today, you know, this is what I wanted, and I'm so glad. I wanted to have a bright lip, and I've never used a color like this, and I actually went to buy a color like this because I saw some in-girl, like a Barbie kind of a girl on Instagram wearing lips like this, and I thought, wow, wasn't that 20 years that one wore colors like this? And then I thought, you know what, why not? Really, why not? I'm 41, I can totally pull this off. So that's what I did. Anyway, so that is that. You just saw the swatches that I still have here. I don't know how I swatched this time. It was just extremely awkward because all of this is empty. This is usually where I swatch, but I have it all here, and I didn't even know how to take pictures of this. Very, very awkward. But anyway, so this is how it looks now. Okay, here we have all the shades, and I think color story wise this palette is actually super nice, like really vibing with me. We have, I think we have two duochromes. It's this one right here, if you can see this, and also this one right here. The other ones are, I think, shimmers, pure shimmers. I don't want to say something wrong, but this is how it seems to me. Then also this, you know what, I'm going to show you in the palette. It's much easier. Okay, let me just find this shade. Okay, so this is the duochrome here. It has a shift from like pink to like a golden bronze kind of a situation, maybe even a hint of green. And then also, wait, this one, I think it's this one. Okay, so and this one shifts, let me see. How does that shift? It's like purple and like a teal, you know? So yeah, and I think they work super well, but this one creased on me like crazy. I don't know. I cannot say why that is, because I applied it like I always apply my eyeshadow. I didn't use a glitter glue or anything. Maybe I should have, but you know, I don't even use glitter glue for the glitter, you know, and the glitter didn't crease. It was just this. So I don't know what that was all about. This one I have not tried on my eyes, so I cannot tell you if this performs similarly or not. Staining wise, this one did stain a tiny little bit. That is what I used in my sunset kind of a look. The third one I think that you saw, it stained a tiny little bit, but it came off after using micellar water and things like this. So there was still some staining after just removing it with soap, but this went off then with some micellar water. It was pretty much okay. Besides that, I had no trouble with the palette. I think, and I could be wrong, that there is a bit of a different formula in here than the usual spectacular Juvia's Place formula, but I could be wrong. Maybe I was just, because I was thrown off by this first look, that I just felt like that, and that sort of influenced everything that I did afterwards. But really, I mean, you probably saw it also in the pictures that I showed you, that all the looks came out super nice, and also today's look looks super spectacular if you ask me. So let me just zoom you in before I forget. Let's get you close up and personal. So this is how it looks. Of course, we have all those whites and silvers, and then of course that purple and the dark purple as a liner, you know. So I don't know why that's so hard to say. Anyway, let's get you back out. All right, do I have a criticism of the palette? Now, maybe. I don't know what the whole issue is with those duochromes. They look spectacular and they swatch spectacular, but performance on the eye, I don't know. Maybe it needs something underneath that makes them stick more. Could very well be, I don't know. Staining, I have no problem with that, even if it would have stained more. I personally don't care. The glitters work super, super well. Have absolutely no problem with that. Even when I swatch them here, I swatch them with my finger. You know, usually I have to use a special brush to swatch glitters, but they swatched beautifully even with the finger, and you also saw that partially I applied them with the finger. So that's, you know, absolutely no problem. I think though what could have been a little bit better is this section here, actually what we used today. Now this one and this one actually makes absolute sense, because this one leans warm and this one is cool, because this has like a golden undertone. But these two here, those you know, I think they could have been a little bit better, because maybe you saw, because I used all of these in today's look, and maybe you saw that with the first three that I used, these three here, there was almost no difference on the eye. And that is something where I think that could have been a little bit better. Now this should by all means be a pure white, and it is, and it's beautiful. This one should have been darker, and this one should have been even darker. That would have been better, really. Because I mean, if there would have been a bit of a difference on the eye, I would say, okay, fine, whatever, you know, but really it looked like it's all the same, and that I feel is a shame. It could have been just a little bit darker, and this one even a little bit darker than that. That would have been great. I think it would have made it more interesting and more versatile, but that's just me. Anyway, besides that, this shade I don't really get what this is doing. I don't understand what really the consistency is. I mean, it looks like a shimmer, sort of. It doesn't look like a glitter, but it feels like a glitter. It's very coarse, you know, it's very coarse. It is actually, now I have smeared everything here over my clothes, but it's actually, I think, this shade, and I don't know, I really don't know, can't tell you. what this shade is all about. I haven't used it on my eyes because I'm not super drawn to like browns and stuff. But anyway, that is what it is. Besides that, I think I've used quite a bit also because of course I'm using shades in order to make liners, and that also worked super well. I'm always mixing it with a Duraline from Inglot. As of right now, I'm also actually going to try different mixing mediums in the future. All right, so that is it. And I think actually this was a good palette. First impression after the first look was not good. Didn't like it. I actually felt like, and I said it even to my besties when I was speaking to them on that day, I felt like I'm not going to go back to that palette. And that is a problem, you know. If I would have filmed a first impression with that palette and doing that exact look, I would not have liked it, and I would not given it a good review on that day, you know. So I'm actually really glad that I just decided to do not only 3 but even 4 looks, because usually I just do 3, and take the time and get to know the palette, because I actually sort of changed my opinion about the palette, you know. So that was good. That was good. The only thing else that I would maybe change is this orange, because it is sort of a pastel-y orange. It has white, like a white base to it, you know, and I don't like shades like this, but that is just me, you know. I think even the way it is nice. It makes sense. It also sort of picks up on the theme here, and it makes sense. It's just that my makeup preference now, speaking about oranges, because I'm sort of getting back into using oranges after having been like off oranges for a long time. I feel like true oranges, like really boom in your face oranges, are nicer. If already oranges, then boom in your face, you know what I mean. But maybe I should just tell you that I'm kind of liking these looks too, that are not boom in your face. Well, it sort of is a little bit. So anyway, I can't say that there was any fading. Creasing we already spoke about. Buildability absolutely there. Yeah, everything was really beautiful besides that creasing of those duochromes, or at least the one that I tried. Okay. Everything else is beautiful. Oh, maybe the packaging is of course cardboard packaging. There is no mirror, which I'm not missing because I really never ever care if there's a mirror. I'm never using them anyway. Then you have of course the explanation here of the palette and also the ingredients, and the artwork is stunning as always, as we love it and know it from Juvia's Place. Really beautiful. Okay, sweeties, this is it for today. I hope you did enjoy yourself. Of course, leave me your comments in the comment section down below. You will find everything that I used in the description box, together with my discount codes and everything that you need to know. For more looks, please find me on social media and subscribe to my channel, because I would absolutely love to have you here. And I shall see you here next time for my next video, which is going to be super soon. And up until then, definitely go ahead and sparkle. Hugs and kisses. Bye.